The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros. Why are we seeing so many upsets in the 140-pound division? So, last night, Subriel Matias lost his IBF title to Liam Perot. Prior to that, Devin the Dream Haney got beaten and battered by Ryan Garcia. And prior to that, Teofimo Lopez was lucky to hold on to his title against Jermaine Ortiz in a fight in which I actually scored for Jermaine Ortiz. Some people scored it for Teofimo Lopez. It sparked a big debate about boxing versus running. But again, Teofimo Lopez was fortunate to hold on to his title at 140. In a prospect, Gary Antoine Russell lost last night as well in a fight where he was favored to win. So, Trill Dollar Bill, why are we seeing so many upsets in the 140-pound division?
I mean, it's a talented division. It's a talented division, and everybody can scrap. And it's one of those, you know, like when you were saying that our last segment is Matias a hype job. No, it's just a really tough divisions. It's really stacked division. It got a lot of good fighters in that division, and I think sometimes some people, like in the Gary Russell situation, I think that Gary thought that he was way better than where he was. You know what I'm saying? And he went out there and performed like he was. He went out there looking for the knockout, like everything. You're not gonna be able to knock everybody out. And they had the worst ink swell ever. Like it was cool. The mask is cool and everything, but it don't work. You know, it don't work. You know, you try to intimidate the guy from across the ring with putting that on you. It ain't working. It ain't doing the job because he was still puffed up. I just think it is the competition. The competition is really deep and in the 140 division, and yeah, that's what I see. That's why I think people are losing and people are getting upset because it's a really tough division. Unless you're not fighting nobody, you know what I mean? Unless you're trying to protect and hold on to something like, and you ain't trying, you trying to, pick and choose who you fight. But yeah, it's some dogs in that division. There's a lot of undefeated people in that division as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think um the upsets at 140 just show that there's very little margin for error at 140. And you can't underestimate anyone. And I do think that Gary Russell went in there thinking that he was better, thinking he was going to get the win, kind of overlooking his opponent. And his opponent was really skilled, really technical, knew how to fight, use his strengths. And Gary Russell, you can just tell he was shocked. He didn't think he was going to get hit that much. He didn't think this guy was going to be able to find him that much. He thought he would be able to get to him easier. It was just very difficult for him. And with Subriel last night, when I saw Subriel not throw any punches in the first round, I felt like he's extremely overconfident. Like he thinks that he's going to break him down. It's one thing for the world to think that, but it's another thing for you to think that. One of the things I really like about Usyk is, regardless of what people say, he always says like, I just have to prove it. Like I'm not. He doesn't think he's anything. Usyk knows like I got to go in there and win the fight. There's what you say and there's what I must do, and you can just see it on Subriel. He just thought like everything people said he believed. He was just like, yeah, Perot's gonna break down and I'm gonna get him. And what ended up happening was he did it, and he kept going, and he was able to see the 12th and final bell. Teofimo to me is the guy everyone's hyping up now. But to me, Teofimo Lopez is very vulnerable. He was in a tough fight with Jermaine Ortiz. I thought Jermaine Ortiz beat him. And now he's fighting like Steve Cloggett or something like that. He's fighting a dude with 7 losses. And that should tell you everything you need to know about what Teofimo Lopez is right now. So everyone acting like, oh, Teo would have bodied Subriel Matias. You can't give Teo the victory over Subriel for what Liam did, because I'm telling you right now, Liam would be a tough fight for Teofimo Lopez. And if he's not, tell him to unify. Now that Subriel doesn't have the belt, tell Teofimo Lopez to go unify with a Perot. And let me just say this: it wouldn't be the first time Teo got beat up by an Aussie. So again, if he thinks he's like that, tell him to go see Perot. So again, all this is telling me about the 140-pound division is everyone needs to fight each other for us to know who's number one. Devin now should be looking in the mirror saying, like, you know what? I tightened some things up. I'm right back in. And I saw him tweet like, oh, I'm ready to get back in the ring. Well, it shouldn't have taken watching everyone else lose for Devin to get the fire and motivation to get back in the ring. Like I said, I've been saying, he tightened up a few things. He goes back to fighting to his strengths instead of trying to knock people out. He's a tough out. Subriel's a tough out. They're all tough outs for different reasons. Devin, if he plays to his strength, is a superior boxer. Subriel is a pressure fighter who punches hard. If he's playing to his strengths, he can wear down an opponent and break him down. And Teofimo Lopez is a boxer puncher. His footwork got exposed with Jermaine Ortiz, but he's still a hard puncher, good boxer, good boxing IQ. And Liam Perot showed that he's a good boxer with punching power and great conditioning. So and Pitbull Cruz is just a relentless pressure fighter. These are all good fighters with great fights to make. Let's make the fights happen. Because
you just said it. I like when you see my eyes link when you said Cruz and Paro. That would, man, listen. That would be a crazy fight.
Hell of a unification bout. And that's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
They're good fights to be made. Great fights to be made. In the 140-pound division, and they should make them. Because if there's one thing we learned from the 140-pound division, being overconfident sometimes is a bad thing. And sometimes it's good to make the dangerous fights because a healthy fear of your opponent will make sure you don't underestimate him.
What? Bro over here playing matchmaker. Subriel Martinez and Gary Russell on the undercard. Then you got Isaac Cruz and Paro on the main card. And then the winners get to fight each other. 140 is crazy. And I ain't even talking about the so-called stars. Yo, bro, I see what you're doing, bro. I see what you're doing.
Get it popping. Turkey. Turkey, get on it.
You know what I'm saying? Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm the Commissioner Trill Dollar Bill. That's my brother Caden. It's LLG for life. We the Boxing Bros.